4-season RV travel trailer. Is this a reality, a myth, a hype, overselling, or unethical marketing? Let's find out. A lot of manufacturers today, they actually claim that their trailers are 4-season. And let me grab my phone and allow me to kind of elaborate on the subject, because I believe there's a lot of unethical, what I call marketing, selling efforts, which may confuse people. There are 4 main ingredients, in this whole thing. So we have insulation, we have water protection, heat, and power. So if one element is covered or 2 elements are covered, that doesn't mean it's a 4-season. All 4 have to be, have to play in harmony all together. So I decided to make a video. It's gonna be 4-part video. Today we will cover insulation, and the reason for that, I just don't want to overwhelm you with a lot of information, but we split it to 4 sections. It will be very easy to comprehend, and let's bring some clarity to the subject.
I want to say up front that I may not be very accurate in my estimates, but I still want to go through this exercise together with you, because I feel bad when people are misled by some unethical practices. So it's good to be aware of what is what. Let's go. So in order to discuss insulation, we need to understand what is R value. And in here I found it kind of simple definition. So R value is the measure of resistance to heat flow through a barrier. So the higher R value in your trailer, the better the insulation. So let's say if you have a high R value and it's hot outside, so when you cool your trailer with AC, it will preserve that coolness for a longer time. And if it's cold outside and you warm up your trailer, if you have a good R value, high R value, it will keep that warms for a longer. But if you have a low R value, it pretty much makes no difference. So let's start with the typical RV, one of the most commons. So it's called a plywood wall. So on the outside you have like a fiberglass siding, and then you will have a piece of wood like this. So it's an RV plywood panel. For these trailers, the R value is about 1, meaning it has almost no effect, and it's very prone to moisture and rotting. So a trailer like this cannot be 4-season trailer. Okay, it will rot. It will be a lot of humidity, and it will be hot, and it will be cold in this trailer. So the next one is when we have, again, fiberglass siding, but we have like you can see it says here RV fiberglass insulation. It's like in the houses, when we build houses, that's similar type of insulation we put in the houses. Obviously we cannot compare RV trailer to a house, okay, size, the thickness of walls, so it's not really comparable. But some RVs, that's what they use. So they have this fiberglass siding, they have studs, and mostly wooden studs, like if again similar to house frame. And I have this picture here for you. So obviously this is the house, but something like that also happens in the RV industry. So you have the studs, you have a fiberglass exterior siding, and then between those studs you put this type of an RV insulation. This is better than the one we saw before. So the R value is about 3-4 per inch, but the problem is this material can trap moisture. So the R value is not a lot, plus it's still prone to rotting, and moisture, humidity, all these issues. So if a trailer is insulated like this, I cannot still consider it like a full season trailer, unless maybe you stationary and you plug it in all the time and you have a heater working nonstop. But since my channel is about overland trailer, like I own Reboot 19.6, so for me, four season trailers, it's more related to like overland off-road trailers, giving you this ultimate flexibility and freedom, to explore on your own terms. So if a trailer has an installation of this type, I cannot consider it a full season. Then you have, let me open this, I'll scroll down. So you can see that the next one will be, I put here a composite wall with a fiberglass siding, Azdel Onboard ESP block foam. And ESP means expanded polystyrene, and I will cover this in a little bit in more detail. So Reboot trailers, this is type of the wall they have. This is my trailer wall. And the roof and the floor on the Reboot are actually what's called Transcore walls. And Transcore, it's a product. This is how they called it, but it's made by Reach Corporations, and this is just how they called it. I can say that it's engineered thermoplastic. I can say that, but there's no like exact formula how they use it, what they did, and all that stuff. There's like they don't provide any specs on their products, so it's hard to say what exactly they have and what are the values. But I can tell for sure, engineered thermoplastic, our value is higher than this. That's for sure. And for pulse trailers, which is like a higher lineup, so everything is Transcore, not just roof and floor. The walls are Transcore as well. Now let's talk about enemies. So enemies are it's a thermal bridging, right? So especially it can run through the weak spots like seams and studs. So studs is a big issue. So what they did with Reboot walls, even when they have these aluminum studs, they put a piece of foam with the Azdel Onboard in between, just to prevent the thermal bridging. And I have a picture on the website. Let me show it to you. Okay, this is my pose. Well, not this color, but okay, so multi-season ready. So as you can see in here, I'll try to, maybe I can open it in a new tab. Yes, I can. So you can see, so there are like 5-layer wall. So we have exterior fiberglass, we have Azdel backing, which is, I believe, 2.77 millimeters. And then you have this ESP, expanded polystyrene foam. And then there's aluminum stud, but there's a portion right here where you still have, between aluminum stud and the exterior wall, you still have a little bit of polystyrene. So this helps because this is the weak spot. So studs are the weak spot. So this was a pause solution for the Reboot walls. And again, for pause, it's all Transcore, no problem there. Let's go back to this. So the next enemy is humidity. That's a big one. So even if you insulate a trailer, let's say you use this fiberglass insulation and I don't know how you made like a very thick wall, but the problem is once it traps water, it starts lowering the R value of that insulation and it will cause rotting. So maybe even at the beginning you had a very high R value, but then it starts trapping water and it goes down, 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 down. So not a good solution. Another thing to mention is that the roof insulation is crucial because hot air naturally rises and gets near the ceiling. So the roof insulation is very critical, okay? So now let's take a deeper look at this thing. So I'm on the Azdel Onboard website. This is what POS uses in Reboot walls, and they have something like that. So you can see it's just like I showed you on my website, that picture. So you have this exterior fiberglass. Then the green one, it's the Azdel backing. Then you have the actual barrier. So, and in this case as well, they mentioned polystyrene core with aluminum studs, then another Azdel backing and interior fiberglass or D-core. So that's how they build these walls, kind of sandwich construction. And the value in Azdel, the biggest advantage of using Azdel is this. Okay, no mold, mildew, rotting, or warping. So Azdel is a very good company. They have a lot of research done. So if you go on their website and you visit testing, I rarely see companies that do stuff like that and they just show it to the public. Unbelievable. You can see a bunch of different tests and it's very detailed. Like you can see, for example, sun load test when it's really hot outside, what's happening with different panels. So you can see how other walls, what's happening to them, and with Azdel how it behaves. So I suggest just browsing, and it's very interesting if you are a techie person. It's pretty cool. So this is a Reach Corporation that they make this Transcore walls. And I believe they also use Transcore in Airstream floors, but I believe floors only. Airstream is not really for season trailer, but they do use, partially they use some, Transcore materials. And for the Transcore, got a little file here. Again, we can see it's 100% waterproof, lightweight, even insect resistant. So this is really expensive, high value wall, and this is one of the reasons why POS trailers are more expensive as well. Okay, let's go back to my calculations. Done. Okay. So the exterior fiberglass, as you can see, I assign R value is 0.1, almost nothing, but obviously there's something, so it's I'm being extremely conservative, 0.1. So Azdel Onboard, according to their specs, and they have different, let me go back to the website. So they have data sheets for their products, and I believe, again, I may be wrong, but I believe in Reboot trailers, this is what they use, 2.7, and I'm basing my calculation on this. So let's go back. So as the onboard sheet, according to the specs, we have 4.65 R value per inch. So in this case, it's so that little piece of Azdel gives me half of R value, and because we have two Azdel backing, so 0.5 and another 0.5, we get 1. Now expanded polystyrene, which is the central part in here, so its R value varies from 3.8 to 4.5 per inch. So that's why I took both values. I just want to be conservative. So this is the wall thickness in Reboot. So based on that, I'm calculating 1.5 inches. So if I look at the 1.5 inches, so we are looking roughly 5.7 to 7.75 R of R value. If I put it all together, all these numbers together, then I estimate, I can be wrong, but I estimate Reboot walls R value is between 7 and 8. But since the walls are Transcore, and Transcore walls estimated to have 7 R value of 7 per inch, so the roof thickness is 4 at the crown and 2 on the edges. So in the center, we can estimate the R value of 28, which is insane. On the edges, 14. On the floor, I don't have a data, but I believe it's gonna be something similar to that, maybe 2 inches, maybe something in between. So Reboot trailer, yes, we can consider this trailer a full season trailer, but there's some limitation. And in my intro video, when I was outside, I mentioned that it's not just the insulation. There are 4 parts that play a role here. And that's something we're going to cover in our next videos. But the point is that these first two types, if you see a trailer having 2 of these and you see like, I don't know, North Pole package or whatever, I don't want to throw names. Maybe I'm going to hurt some brands, so I don't want to do that. But if this is what they have, I probably would stay away. I'm looking for a composite wall with something like Azdel Onboard because it will kill that moisture. It will not rot. That's what you need. And in Reboot, you have it on both sides. Or I would look at engineered thermoplastic like Transcore, which is very good. I hope this helps so far. We'll continue in the next video.